course, of course. How's it going? Hi. Look at it. Today I did a little pearls. Hi, Sarah. Hey, okay, let's get Colleen in here. Hey. Hi, sweetie. You guys, welcome.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you? Welcome.
Good. I'm enjoying a little bit of this late summer drizzle humidity situation.
Really weird. Of course, we have like a tornado, so welcome to the East Coast.
Really? Oh my God.
We had one. So, and yes, last week was the hurricane, so you know.
Oh yeah. I mean the hurricanes, that seems normal. Tornadoes, I don't know about.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't feel hurricanes should be normal here either. Look at me. I'm like, can I get it all right? There.
Perfect. I think I'm good too.
I told me it's always like an adjustment. I'm like, wait a minute. Well,
Yeah.
welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I wanted you
Thanks
to
for
be
having me.
yourself, and then we're gonna talk and try on tons of stuff. I can't wait.
Yes. Hi everyone. I'm Colleen Mauer. So I have a business that's based in California in San Francisco. I know, yeah,
I
the
like
area.
totally yeah.
Yeah, so I started that business. I moved to California when I was 22, and I went right after college. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just kind of went and I studied architecture and industrial design.
That's that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah,
Very.
right?
We'll talk more about your aesthetic, but yes.
Yeah. So, and my dream was really to become a furniture designer. So, having the background in product design, going to the Bay Area, I found this company that I worked for in Oakland in the early days of my time there. And I was more of like an intern, like trying to become full time with them. Then 9/11 happened. So it was really challenging financially for small businesses, obviously, and for someone just getting out of school. So
Totally.
like, I just made it work, whether I was waiting tables, being a barista, it was hard to get any job. So let alone getting a design job, even though I did really well in school and I was super passionate about design, it was just a super hard time to get a job. And not to mention I was 22, so I think I was very unseasoned. Still, coming into my own. And so it kind of worked out because I saved a bunch of money waiting tables. I was like working, and I had a bigger vision to travel. So I solo backpacked in Asia for about 6 months when I was around 24, 25. And
Yeah.
that changed my life. It really did. I just still remember how nervous I felt to just be out there on my own. I met friends for part of it, and then I kind of went on a solo venture. And I think during that time, I kind of became more confident as just a human. And I think on that trip, I realized that anything was possible. So starting my business when I was 26, I didn't have a business background. I didn't have a jewelry background. I had a design background, but I had confidence in I can do this thing and see what happens. So,
Yes.
so in the beginning, it was like probably similar to you. I was out at all the street festivals in San Francisco, Fillmore Jazz.
I started my business right before I left, so I did two things on the street. I was already in New York immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, you start kind of doing retail, right? Is that you do a little bit it's like a great focus group.
Yes.
Okay? And then you
Yes.
moved your business to more wholesale. Well, you can give us
Yeah.
a
It
of that.
took some time, actually. I was
Yeah.
part of something called Secession Art and Design, and Yeah, do you know them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I lived in San Francisco 98 to 2010.
Okay. So we were there at the same. I moved there in '01. So
Yeah, okay.
Eden and I started. She started Secession. I rented a small space from her, right from the get go. I had a retail business,
No,
which
it's
was amazing.
that's what I'm
What's
just.
that?
I'm like, we know a ton of the same people
Oh, I'm
because I thinking about it because I saw Jamie on your Instagram and I
yeah.
was like,
And the
okay,
Bay Area is so incredibly small.
so right.
Yeah.
Okay,
What was the last question you asked?
you know Vanessa Gade?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, all this makes sense. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
It's just like or like
And the Bay Area is just so small. So like everyone knows everyone, I feel, for the most part. So I started with that. I had this tiny studio, which is, south of Cesar Chavez. And back
yeah,
then it was really a little, I mean, it's so different now, obviously. But
has that. It was more residential, not so less stores.
yeah, but I always had that. And Eden kind of ran the place. So if I was there selling, that I could, that was my revenue. And then when I wasn't there, we did a shared revenue situation. So it worked out really well. I had complete flexibility. And then I was like, if I'm going to make a name for myself, I need to be out there in front of people. So I was like, every weekend, packing up my car,
Yes.
going, I was hustling. And I think not having a business background, I think that my path, had I had that background, probably would have been slightly different. But I kind of grew this thing from the ground up from on my own. I started the business, I think, with $10,000 that I saved up from waiting tables. And that's when I quit my job. I was like, I have 10,000 in the bank. I was like, what? You know, but it seemed like enough that I felt confident that I could just make it work. Especially waiting tables. I worked at Zuni for years, so like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Close. This is a really small world.
yeah. Did you work at Zuni?
I ate there.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
like still one of my favorites.
Yeah. Okay. I was right in that I was in the Mission. I lived at 24th and Dolores.
Well, my shop's at 25th and
Yes.
Columbia.
All that painted bird.
Yep.
Was that still? Anyway,
It's
that's
not there anymore. It's not.
the aughts. Fun time in San Francisco.
What's that?
The 2000s were really great. It was
Yes,
a really fun
they really were. And like,
yeah.
and that's how I built my audience, right? Is just
Yeah.
going out, um, you know, just showing people what I was doing, evolving the collection. That was a big thing is, being a young designer, I was trying, I had a design sense, but still building something that felt not only cohesive, but made sense. I was doing in the beginning, if I showed, I don't have any of examples of like my really early work, but like so different. But still that layering, it was like bright colored beads and like just totally different than what I do now. And this story is that I would take classes because I didn't have any jewelry background. And I remember I took a class at BDCMO. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, Kate.
Okay. I classes at like Crucible.
Yeah, I did too.
DCA, California College, San Francisco Community College.
Okay, yeah.
Scintillant
is on one side as well.
Pardon me?
Scintillant, do you know that? It's like Adam Clark.
Yeah, great. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not in classes there, but I know them. Wait, so you just kind of put together an education and started learning fabrication?
Well, I just took a silver fusing class. It was fine silver that I learned to fuse. And I remember making like these really simple circular hammered hoops. And I brought them with me to the Coal Valley Fair. I remember specifically, I think I made 10 pairs. And I put them with all of my other work. And like they sold out. And I was like, wow, okay. And so that was like you said, it's like a test market. It's kind of like, And it's obvious now as like a seasoned designer. It's like you want to design, you know, a mixture of things, of course. You're gonna design for people that want to make a statement, but most people really just want something they can wear every day, and they don't want to think about what's this gonna go with, how am I gonna style it. So that became sort of my new trajectory, and I started really, and then I fell in love with metal, right? Like we all do. So I really fell in love with the whole process, and I wanted to learn more. But really, my skills as a jeweler, I don't even consider myself a jeweler, which is funny because I don't have that. Like, I didn't go to school to do that, and
Yeah.
I found a love for it, and I've learned like things along the way, and I've even made it my own. When new people start working for me, I'm like, everything you learned, like, it's probably going to be different here because we have our own ways of doing things, which are probably very different than what you learned in school.
I think the studio has that, to be honest. Like they each have their, because they're designing, because the design informs some of the process as well.
Right.
You
Right.
know, and it becomes more home to that studio. That's what I see.
Yeah. And yeah, like it, you know, things I learned in design school is like iteration. Like, how do you just take something from sketch to, you know, to like building a model, to like revising and revisiting different things. I'm sure you do the same thing. It's like going back to a sketchbook and seeing something that you missed that you drew like 2 or 3 years ago, and you're like, whoa, that's so cool. Like, let me play with that just as a conceptual idea.
Oh, yeah, all the time. And I think it's funny because it becomes my library, and I shop my own library basically of pieces and then expand on it. Sometimes it's not the right time. You come back to it. Needs
Yeah.
time to simmer. Things need time to simmer.
Uh,
Nothing. So I like hearing this. So you've really developed this style over how many years have you been in business?
Technically 15 in
Ooh,
September.
okay, 15.
But you know, we have I hope maybe Robin Kramer's on this call, but Robin Kramer, we were talking a lot, I remember in 2013, and she was like, why are you not in New York? Like, why are you not at New York now? And
Oh,
one of the
good point.
things that sort of, I tell people this a lot, is like, I I was always a perfectionist as like a little kid, like just obsessive compulsive, like craziness, right? And it took me years to realize how much that was holding me back
Yeah.
from making
Jump
things
right.
happen. Like it was like, oh, it has to be perfect first. Oh, how am I going to, you know, solve the, you know, production issue if I go to New York and I can't produce the orders, or what if?
Sounds
And
like
I went, what's that?
That sounds like a great problem to have, though, to have
Yeah,
so many
exactly.
problems still. So
Exactly.
it sounds like you then worked through this because you have
Yeah. Well, and I
been doing.
remember I went to New York Now for the first time in 2013 when it was still in the other part of the Javits Center in the
Okay,
handmade section. And there was that corridor that led to the North Hall.
the
Do you
long
remember?
holiday, the international as well. It was also handmade.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So all the way on the opposite end. And they put me as like a new designer, but it was still like a full, you know, it wasn't like a half booth. It was a
Great.
full size booth. But the beauty of my location is every buyer walked past my booth because they had to get. So that first show, I did so well. My mind was just like, wow. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's working. So now I can keep evolving and figure out, okay, next time I go, I'm going to do this or try that. And my collection is going to feel a little different because people weren't, you know, really loving this, but they were loving this. How could I sort of evolve? So,
It sounds like you really paid attention and incorporated that feedback and built new collections based on what you were hearing. So you're
absolutely.
aware you came from the
Yeah.
last.
And it's always a piece that you make that is so simple and so like understated that becomes like the best. And that's happened with us a lot. It's like
Okay.
a bestseller, and you're like, this thing is still selling really well. This little doodad.
Hey, we need to start putting some. I think that means it's a great entree for us to start trying stuff on.
Yeah.
We have 45 minutes and we're going to run through it too fast.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I want to know, what are some of those things that are the ones that are perennial sellers?
Yes, I can show you some of them. The just really, really simple. We're all about mixed metals for those of you who haven't seen.
Yeah, kind of
Um,
primarily sterling silver. What's the material mix?
so we use oxidized silver, sterling silver, and then we use gold fill, believe it or not. We use 14 karat gold fill and rose and classic gold. So
All the people I picked do this.
yeah, and gold fill, I mean, let's be real, like it's not an easy material to work with. It's a nightmare.
That's because in my studio I teach the gold filled like soldering techniques. We do it for all our ear hooks and
yeah.
anywho, and special finishing, etc. But it becomes that's really specialized, a specialized process that every designer does it a different way.
And also I love gold fill because it maintains its like finish. It looks beautiful over time. So yeah, you don't have to worry about it changing color unless you've heated it incorrectly. But yeah. So I love the material. I never thought it would actually work because when we were first trying to like work with it and have a great result, it was like, oh my gosh, we have to do so many different steps. This is a pain. So now when we work in solid, we work in solid gold too. It's like so lovely to work in solid. It's just so much easier.
Oh, it's totally different, honestly. Yeah. Hey, Cindy beforehand is starting to work in some. She uses gold fill as well.
Yeah.
And everybody else, I literally picked because I know it's a little bit more hyperallergenic. It's easier on the body, but it is more specialized to work with.
Exactly.
But the price of the gold, you definitely do it more custom, would you say?
Yeah. So the solid gold stuff. Okay. Yeah. So we do. Where do my little box? I'll just give you like a quick little peek at some of the solid stuff. We don't actually wholesale our solid stuff. It's just all direct to consumer, but you can kind of see.
Yeah, of course. We want
like we work with lab grown diamonds, and this is kind of like it's like candy, right? So that's something that we
satisfying. So satisfying to look
at. Yeah, but some like even like I mean, I'm just gonna show you, not to get off track, but our classic wedding band, it's solid gold and sterling, so it's kind of a gradient.
Oh, I love that. It's like braid.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you can see there's a tag on it. Sorry. You can see kind of. Oops.
Yeah, totally.
Two metals. So that's the two-tone thing is definitely something we've really incorporated into our collection. But back to just like staple, easy to sell, easy to wear pieces. Like this is just a simple little necklace with gold and silver. All of our pieces have like an adjustability feature too, so you can hook the clasp into two different places. So that's like a good example of just like some really simple pieces that we do.
Is it, just a really quick question, is it adjustable between like 16 and 18 or 18 and 20?
They're usually around 17 and a half and 19. Or we do them all different because part of what we like to do is allow them to layer with other pieces. So I think sometimes we're like, why don't you just do 16 and 18? But I really like mixing it up. So we do.
Well, we're going to get into that. I'm excited to see then like a whole layer of necklaces that you mix up.
Yeah.
We're going to do a bunch of stuff.
Like a little lariat.
Cute.
I'm wearing, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm wearing the long version of this necklace.
And then you put that together?
You can, yeah. This one happens to be rose gold, the one I have on right now. This looks really beautiful, I would say, on the skin, versus like, this is like my classic, I wear dresses like this all the time because they're I call them my bag dresses. But it looks really nice if you have like a low cut top on or something. But really simple and pretty.
I like it layered with the long too, and I would even I will put a third.
Yeah, you could go
That's
crazy.
like more things on me.
Yeah. And necklaces, one of the things we do that's kind of fun is we have a
Woo!
claspless necklace. So this is a long piece and you just throw it right over your neck.
Oh, I love that back.
Yeah. So
So how did that have a design feature at the little curve there?
let me show you. So yeah, it's just we
Yeah.
just hammer it. We hammer it here so it's very, it's durable. But also without knowing, I've had some customers that are like, I have really bad arthritis. This is like the perfect
Yeah.
situation because I can't get my necklaces on.
You know what else? It's really good for less tangling for a long necklace. So you have, oh, I love this feature.
Yeah, so we call it the back plate.
Oh,
This
I love it. It's
from
yes.
our black and gold collection. So
To the side too, so you can see.
yeah,
Yeah, people like the side view also. Yeah. Oh, the black and gold. So how does that get? What's the material then on the gold, the blackened part?
so the black is I'll show you on an earring. The black is an oxidized sterling. So we solder the gold.
Mm-hmm. I love black and gold together so much.
So, this collection is it's been around for a while. It's still one of our on our website, probably the most popular thing people view. But you can see.
Ooh. And so is it yellow or
Feel. What's up?
is it yellow or rose with the
This one's yellow,
nice?
but we also do it. I'll show you. I have a little cuff here. We do it in
Ooh, yeah, try.
the rose and black.
Ooh, I love that cup. That would look like it went on really easy too.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
is that 2/3 and 1/3? How do you do? Is it half and half?
I love asymmetry, so you're gonna notice in most of my work things are asymmetrical. I do make some symmetrical pieces for people that hate asymmetry because I know there's plenty that do. But yeah, so you'll see we do.
Yeah, I know it.
It's not in the middle. It's a little bit. Ooh, sorry about that. Man down.
Every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then another piece of my collection is we do what we call the tritoned.
Yes.
So, I don't know if you've ever seen this. I also have an earring. I love the tri in the rose, black, and silver.
Oh, ooh, rose, black, and silver, Okay, yes. Oh, I like that together.
Yeah.
I really, really like that together. I just started using rose myself, and I like it with the cool tone. Yes, it's more it. Yes.
Well, and I love that again. Talking about evolution of a product, the black and gold came first, right? And then I was like, oh, what if we make the black and gold and strip off part of the oxidation? And look how cool that looks. So this is stripped off by hand. Those steady little hands we have. But yeah, the tri collection has been, again, this is from a few years ago, but we keep it as part of our tried and true.
So we're going through some of the core pieces right now, but we're going to go
exactly some of the new. Yeah, I'll show you the black and gold. So I showed you this necklace. This is one of our we use like the different weights of metal. So you've got some are thin, some are thick.
What a nice little like feature. Oh, it's differently then.
Yeah. So this is they're also really lightweight. So that's so important.
Yes.
As you get older, your ear holes start to stretch.
And I have a lot of infections personally, but I know it becomes definitely an issue. Yes.
Yeah.
And especially now, we're even more into comfort. I think it's more of a consideration. But
absolutely.
Look, so this achieves all of that.
Yeah. Exactly. And then of course, like hoops are, I'm wearing, you can see this is our U post, but I'm going to show you, I'm all about how things look graphically as
Yeah.
well. Like if you're just looking at it as like a two-dimensional, like a photo, like
Yeah.
how does it look together? But these, we have like our square hoop.
Ooh.
The square hoop is one of our most popular styles.
I like that shape a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of like a different play on just your classic hoop. So
Oh, very comfortable too. I like
yeah,
what you're next to it also. I like the
the
combination
bow.
together. Yeah, look at that. That's
So
really
this is our bow post.
cute, you guys. Look at that.
I designed it to kind of be curved, but it's designed to go into your ear versus like a climber that goes up. In
Yeah,
fact,
look that curve right here, which is really
yeah,
nice. It looks really cool graphically next to your square
yeah.
hoop.
And then I also designed these little, I don't know if you could see them, the little J posts. I'm going to put it in my first hole to see. I designed these kind of to work as a set or individually, whatever you prefer. But you can see how nice those two look.
Oh, together. Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's really interesting.
So permutations.
Yeah.
Lots of different
Iterate.
permutations.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, this is really.
Um, we do like little rectangular posts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Easy. Super. You
Yeah.
a lot of different ear stories, basically.
Yeah. And we do a lot, you know, we have the classic circles and we have the two-tone circles and things like that. But I brought out the stuff that I think is like a little more unique and like the, you know, maybe things you haven't seen quite as much. But again, like
Maybe.
there's a, you know, an iteration. I made this design first, right? Where you have the rectangular piece and then this piece attached. And this is attached with a just a classic post back, a backing.
Yeah.
You can see.
Oh, yeah. That was great. Oh, yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. And then from that, you decided just to strip it down and.
Yeah. Like, what about the person that wants a little thing? So,
Yeah, there's a lot of them. I mean, we need, also sometimes you want the big thing and you have a second hole, you need the smaller thing, that
exactly.
whole earring. It depends on your scale.
Right.
But everyone, sometimes there's more small, I don't know. We need to make all the sizes. Do you find that for
I
everything?
was going to say, I've gotten better at eliminating some sizes because I would find that in my brain, I'm like, this is for one person, this is for another, and this is for a third type of person. But I think if you're thinking about it from like a buyer's perspective, like a wholesale buyer, it's almost better when you have two max, like
Yeah, two.
three
I
or
was
four.
two.
So I've gotten better about not having like too many iterations of something that seems so different when you're looking at it, but maybe the size is similar enough that you just need one style. So
I
again, learning how to simplify.
No, I totally find that. I find that for like a lot of designs, but I find for certain things that are staples, maybe more like studs or hoop earrings, I need to have almost four sizes.
Yeah. Yeah. You need something for everyone, right?
But really, I agree with you. It's good to limit. So you do offer a lot. Do you also do a lot of do you do customization for stores? That's like when you put collections together, do they ask for certain colorways? Is that how you develop some of these colorways?
Yeah, and I think it's funny because when I started working with rose gold, it was after I heard enough people say, "When are you going to sell rose gold?" It wasn't my favorite material, I'll be honest. But then when I kind of looked at it in its raw form, I was like, oh, "This is such a fleshy, strange color. I don't love it."
It's
But
hard.
then when I started working with it and mixing it, like with the silver and the gold, or the silver and the oxidized, like that earring, where did it go? This one. You know, that palette of rose, it's so subtle, but also next to the other colors looks so nice. Just like I think silver and rose gold is such a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
You know, and then you throw a little black in there, and it's a really beautiful palette. But I'm all about mixing. I mix all four colors sometimes too. Like this is an example of an earring.
Oh,
This
yeah.
rose, silver, black, and gold.
Try that on. That looks great. I bet that. How does that feel? That looks perfect size too.
And really lightweight. Speaking of four colors, our interlocking bangles are kind of one of our signatures.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love this.
So we've got rose, black, gold, and silver,
Oh,
and our shapes are not circular. They're either like I call it like a pebble shape or even a square shape. But you can see.
was that by design? Because they move around differently on the wrist.
Yeah, and I just even with my ring stacks, which I'll get to, none of my shapes are perfectly circular. I like, a different like this is our pebble shape.
But you know, your wrist isn't perfectly circular either, and your
Right?
fingers aren't perfectly circular either.
And this is our square shape.
Oh yeah, love it. Yes, like
Yeah.
that.
And you
That's
can see the two-tone. This is our I don't know if you could see that, but it's part silver and part gold, which is really fun.
and like everything has that subtle detail, which is really
Yeah,
nice. Everything kind of you can blend with everything else.
that's right. Yeah. And then another design concept that I've had is how can someone who's super minimal, like that person that is so minimal, they like something really dainty and lovely, and then you have people that are going to, you know, wear all the things. So
Yeah.
part of my design concept is you can build on things and you can be a very minimalist, or you can be like someone like myself who isn't, and you can layer them. So one bracelet, let me give you an example.
I like the buildable aspect quite a
Yeah.
bit. Then you can also
So
have your collection. You can also be more casual during the day, then add
yeah.
more
So here's
maybe.
just like this is like a classic gold bangle, and then what if you add a couple of these on?
Yes. Then we're getting back to that tritone.
Or then you can just keep adding. And that's another thing is like, we'll get customers that want to keep building on what they have. So when I design a new collection, I want to think about how is it going to work with the last collection? How can they all work as like a unit, but but also feel very unique, like in like the newness of them. So, and again, I'm sure you're the same way. It's like for holiday, you have to think about, okay, how are people shopping during holiday? It's different. Yeah,
Less
they want a gifty price point, but they also want to buy something for themselves at a higher price point. So,
so you definitely have the mix. It switches over, and you need to think about. I think sets is something. Do people? That's a good question. How do people buy when they come in? Are they gravitating more towards earrings? Are they buying sets for themselves? Are they ring people? I guess you're trying to hit all of them, but where do you
yeah,
see your customer in particular?
I would say like I'm not in my shop. I'm on the East Coast right now, so I'm makeshift. But like you'd come into my shop and there's like that displayed like that, right? You
Yeah.
have this beautiful bracelet set, which is for sale as a set, but also you could just buy this, or you could just buy.
Oh, that's like candy. That's like way too easy.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the buildable concept, building blocks. Also, someone might not want to spend more than $200 on something, so they get started, and then like for a birthday, or if they got a promotion or whatever it may be,
Yeah.
they're like building onto it. So that's where I really get excited about what I do and the possibility. It's like so many permutations. And one of the things we started doing, which I'm really loving, is we started doing what we call CMD style contests. So if you go to our Instagram feed,
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
every Friday we feature a customer who has sent us a photo of themselves wearing the jewelry. So it's been a really cool way to show how our customers have different style, how are they wearing it, who are they? You know, I think a lot of people feel connected to, like, who are these people that wear this jewelry too? Because I'm one of them, and you kind of relate to each other. And also seeing someone who's just like a regular person versus like always a model, I think is a really nice way to make it feel more approachable. Not to mention, it's been fun doing it. It's been fun learning about our customers, getting to know them better. So yeah, check out the CMD style every Friday. We do that. So
That's great. But then you've been doing that, and they submit to you. Do you also you've been doing a lot of FaceTime appointments too, like
yes.
personalization in that way, where you're offering. It sounds like you also talk a lot about how they're wearing their pieces.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing in these FaceTime appointments, like layering
Yeah.
things together, like things you already own and adding to your collection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I'll, you know, if I'm meeting with someone that already owns a bunch of our stuff, sometimes I'll, you know, I'll try and do research before the meeting to see what they have, if we have record of it. And if not, I'm always like, if you have your pieces, like bring them, because then we can find an earring that's going to go really great with your necklace that you have on, or, you know, um, and it makes them, like, the personal shopping thing we started really during shelter in place. We started on like day one, like the minute shelter in place started, we were supposed to have a sample sale. I think I told you about this.
Maybe you were like preparing, correct?
We
Oh,
were, it was supposed to be at the end of March, and we had all this product that we were ready to sell. Usually it's a 2-day event, in store only, at our shop in San Francisco. And then shelter in place happened, and I was like, wow, should we postpone till June? Or my store manager at the time was like, I think we should start selling it like right this second. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So we quickly kind of put our heads together, made a landing page on our website. Again, let's talk about streamlining, making things easy for people. You
less
know,
perfectionist, less
with
perfect.
that,
You're kind of letting go some of the perfectionism too, and just putting
yes.
it out there. I think that's a huge. It's huge, and people respond.
Yeah, and like I say, I'm really into cooking. That's like a side hobby, and it's like I watch a lot of those cooking shows, and it's like just put it on the plate, like get it done, just try it, and like if it's not good, you tweak the recipe. You know, you can always like fix it, or you know, figure out a different direction to go. And I think that's the biggest thing I've learned over all the years of doing this is, if you're a perfectionist, you just have to like let that go. If you really want to find success, I think you have to be able to sort of let go. I mean, I'm still a perfectionist on a certain level, but
Well,
I've gotten more confident in my
this-
ability to let go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But you've also like refined your design. You have your visual language. You're developing it as you go, but you are a little bit. You have developed that, so you have a little bit more time to have this, like
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
play a little bit too.
Yeah. And then like this, you know, as we got this landing page up, and I didn't know what to expect. And I was booking 5 appointments a day for like almost 3 months. And it was the hardest I've worked, in the way that if you're talking to people, say you're in meetings all day, you know, it's, as much as it can be fun, it's very draining. But I was in this headspace of, here we are. I will not allow my company to go down. I will not watch it fall. So what, I will do whatever it takes, because I also, you know, I have other mouths to feed too, like my staff. And you know, that to me was like, they're not going down either. Like, you know, I don't want that to happen for them. And so I kind of put my head down, and I was like, this is what I'm doing right now. And in that, I feel like I had the most amazing experience with my customers. I felt more connected. I felt so supported by our community. Like, I mean, unbelievably so.
Yeah,
I know we've talked about this. It's
yeah.
just like
People show up.
they just come out of the woodworks, and they're, you know, and they're supporting you if they can. And if they can't,
Yeah,
they're telling their friends. And I've made so many new friends. Like, you know, even you, like we were,
Yeah.
I didn't know you that well before that. But I think we all got, like I said, it's like we all get a little naked right now. Like we're all a little more vulnerable than normal. And I think when you can sit with someone face to face and just be like, how are you? And like have a real conversation that isn't embellished or, you know, it just feels real. So I've had a lot of real talk with people. And, you know, I think, again, I heard you talking, there was another live you were talking about this is, I think it was Megan Almond you were
Yeah.
talking to about.
This is jewelry is a vehicle for communication, and in particular, right now, it is a form of self-care.
And that's, you said that, and I was like, I've said that to people like so many times. I've sat down with someone via FaceTime, and I'm like, how are you? And I've had people say, you know what, I'm not great, and like my kids are home, they're driving me crazy, and I've said like, but you're taking time for yourself, like that's amazing. Like,
But
let's
also,
get some jewelry.
like you putting a little care for
Yeah.
yourself is a little bit of care for the inside too. I'm not saying go crazy, but it's also like shower, care, like your hair, and put some earrings on. Put
Yes.
wipe a lipstick on a little bit. These are all reflection of what's happening on the inside.
Yeah. And if you're having a bad day and you don't really feel great, it's okay because everyone has those days, you know. We're all human. So anyway, that's a little side.
We need to try on more jewelry. We have
Yes, I was gonna say, one of the things we're definitely known for are our stacks. In fact, the black and white collection is my newest collection, and I had this idea for a design for a while. Part of it was solving this issue of oxidation and how oxidation is tricky because it can wear off. And how could I produce something that's going to be really beautiful that really holds its color and look? So the channel and line rings were born.
Ooh, yes. Okay.
So this is the original sample. It's really small on me, but I'm gonna try it. I'll show you with. You know what? I'll show you with. Here's an example. So these are the stacks. Like this is a stack set that these are all individual. So someone might own a few of our rings and they can add on a few more. The channel ring, what we did is we basically carved a channel. You can see.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. So just
There's a little channel and the diamond is set within the channel. So the beauty of that is the oxidation is completely protected from getting
functional.
dinged. Yeah. And a diamond in black to me is just such a beautiful combo. A diamond in something so contrasting is just gorgeous. So anyway, that's our channel band.
Okay. So
hopefully you can see it.
it's in sterling?
This is sterling silver.
And then how is the square fit? Because I've seen a lot. You're doing this in the bangles, but this is. Tell people how that fits or feels.
People are always so surprised at how comfortable it is.
Oh, I like.
And our rings are rigidly square. I've seen some square designs out there that are like maybe a little softer in the middle. Ours are just a rigid square. This piece in particular, I actually am mixing the shapes. So I have, I've got some round, I've got some square all together. And one of my other concepts that I came up with about, I think it was 2013, is the ring bar. So
we were next to each other at San Francisco Museum of Modern. We had a gang of rings, dude.
Yeah. And I would organize in my shop, I have a big ring bar, which now is like, you know, during a pandemic, it's like the worst nightmare ever. No ring bar.
You have really good pictures of different stacks, like ideas for how to stack on your website. So if you have questions, and on your Instagram, so there's really good suggestions for people.
And then also on Fridays, another thing that I started doing is the ring bar happy hour.
Perfect. Exactly.
Since people can't come into the store, I'm like, what if we do, you know, a ring bar happy hour. Happy hour is always a discounted, you know, you go for a discounted drink. Why not go for a discounted ring and put together different combinations? Um, so you can see like,
I love that though. That's great. And you can, it's
um,
a way of replicating something you were doing.
yeah. And you can see this is the line ring that also has a little diamond in it. And then the line ring has, it's we carve, oops, as I dropped something, we carve this little line all around the ring. So this is actually a really narrow channel. And then we oxidize it and strip off from the silver. So the black is protected and it doesn't change color over time,
Even
which felt like, you
wash
know,
your hands and stuff, people can be okay. They're fine.
this is hardware for about a year. So
That is very powerful, that stack, I feel like. It's a
yeah.
little.
We call it the Colleen Power stack.
Yeah. Oh, and how many do you have on there? Like, typically people do, I feel like people do this. Yeah, there's like
5.
oh,
There's 5 on there, yeah. And then the black and white, so the channel rings are part of my black and white collection, which was the most recent collection that I did. And I did a black and gold collection. So I was like, what if I do a black and white? And there's plenty of people out there that are just into silver. A lot of people wear gold. I'm a huge gold person. But what about those people that, you know, like to wear silver? So even the diamond cuff.
Ooh, yeah, try some cuffs on. I love that. I'm obsessed with that style of cuff, though, with the little opening. It's a little tighter than bangle. Because you do bangle, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks great.
Again, this has that channel. I have it in the bangle, too. Has the channel. You can kind of see. And then the diamonds are set within the channel. So
that's nice. Are those a little bit thicker than the other bangles you showed?
They're really chunky. They're very weighty. But again, going back to this concept of adding things to things that you already own,
like
you could do a stack with that channel band in there.
Oh, I love that. I really like the mix.
Yeah. Or you can throw some gold in there and, you know, have a little contrast. So.
Oh yeah, it depends on your outfit, right? Because if you're wearing like a gray outfit or charcoal, or sometimes it's nice to go more monochromatic without the gold. But if you're wearing something warm, we could add the gold in with another outfit.
That's right.
About how to wear it. You know, I like to put the outfits together.
Oh, absolutely. And then one of my favorite pieces for my new collection, it's so understated, and talk about needing to make things bigger. It's a tiny stud, and now I want to do a big version of it. Forgot which, I still have this thing in my ear. So I hope you can see it. It's going to be a little bit hard to see. This is our sunken diamond. So I'm going to put it on so you can see it.
Yeah,
so
we make a bigger one.
We sunk the diamond into the piece and we oxidized around the diamond. So you've got the black. Can you see it?
Yeah, totally. And that works with all of your black and white series.
Exactly. This is part of the black and white.
Yeah, I totally can see it. It actually shows up very well. It's just hard here, but I can see people buying a bigger one because if they want to do a little bit more coverage.
Yes. So you can see.
Oh yeah. Ooh, kind of a classic diamond. Yeah.
I also did the trapezoid hoop. So again, this is all part of the black and white. You've got the diamond and the shape. It's a continuous hoop. So.
Oh, how does the mechanism?
It's just.
And then opens on the side. People love to. I think that's so. It's nice. It won't poke you. It's going to be.
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah. I can get it.
Or endless. Oh yeah, this is nice.
And it works really well with this guy that's in there already. So again, another example of things like older pieces working with new. I love that. It makes me so happy.
No, because then people can just be like, okay, well, I have this necklace already, but I need a bangle and this, or I need
keyword need, right?
Yeah. Well,
need.
I collect when I buy from a designer, I collect from a designer over time. I know I'm
Yeah.
going to buy more.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm loving those earrings of yours right there that are hanging on the left,
Oh,
uh, or on your board there at the top. Yeah, those
these
are great.
ties I made.
Oh, those are the zip tie. I saw you showing. Those are really cool.
They're like, I'm
They
doing
are so ingenious.
yeah, these have been really good. I'm doing these in silver. These are literally like a piece of plastic,
Oh my
but
God. What a beautiful way to use something. I love a zip tie. Let's be real. I love a zip tie.
you know it.
Zip ties have like, if you've done trade shows, zip ties are like a.
That's
How many times have a zip tie saved your life?
exactly. Guys have like, I think it's like the number one thing you need to events. It's
Yeah,
if you know, it's like kind of nerdy, but
yeah,
I have so many offcuts, so I figured out a way.
it's
Taking like
awesome.
little trash because I wasn't in my studio. Also,
Yeah,
it's been weird. This has been a funny time. You have to come up with new things to do.
yeah. No, it's so true.
Oh,
I think that's. I showed you most of what I have.
yeah. Try and make some layered necklaces. I feel like you have more necklaces, maybe.
Yeah, I'll show you how. Oh, I have a great necklace to show you.
I'm still thinking about that bar, the neck
This
bar.
is this is kind of the Big Daddy gold and silver, or gold and oxidized, black and gold. Now, it's not going to show up as well as it would on like a lighter cut colored top, but
The oxidation of the silver. I
yeah,
like the little hidden
this
bit.
is the rose gold and oxidized, so really fun. Oops, this is hanging a little funny, but you get the sense. So like this could be like more of like the statement, but you can see like the slight asymmetry that I like to do. It's like a little bit bent here. I take so much time obsessing about
I
shape.
like. I like that it has the blackened being hidden because
Yeah,
you see the rose gold really beautifully, and it almost makes like a swoop. Or
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's nice to
I,
play a
the
little.
black and white is, or sorry, the black and gold is always one of my favorites. Oh, I didn't show you the chat. I'm not gonna. It's stuck in my hair, so I'm gonna just leave it.
Put
um,
on together. Do people do this? Like I always put like all the necklaces on. Ooh.
yeah, this is
Oh,
the channel. This is the channel um,
oh,
necklace.
so classic. Like an update to a classic, I would think.
Yeah. So you could just layer it on if you want. I mean, you could go wild. A lot of our shapes are very architectural, so you can definitely layer things together
I
if
think,
you're into that.
yeah, I think that is like it's really on trend. People love
Yeah.
this. I
Yeah.
mean, party, neck party. I mean, we're like coming up with ways to put more things on.
Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, this is a little bit crazy right here, but it's stuck in my hair, so I'm gonna just leave it on.
Not
um,
that's crazy at all. Look what I'm like. Hi, look what, cool.
but yeah, I mean, my motto or hashtag is stack until you can't bend.
Yes.
So we do the bring bar. I want to do the next thing I want to do is a bracelet bar. I mean, you just
Yeah.
could, right?
Okay, okay, the bracelet. I'm gonna put it out there. Bracelet. I know who you are. You are into bracelets.
Yes. I'll show you. Like, I mean,
Show me. Yeah. Do your bracelet dance. Promise bracelet dance. Yes. People do this though.
yeah, my niece is always like, I can hear you coming down the street. It's like you can hear me coming.
Oh, it's awesome though. And so
Yeah. So
you have every shape in there. You have like the rounded wire, the more like square shape, flat point, different colors. So you're getting a lot of texture with something that's really
exactly. Yeah, absolutely. So it's fun. I mean, I love mixing. I love making no rules for how people wear. Some people would never wear a silver hoop with a gold necklace, but I think when you can throw a little mixed metal in there, it really can work. And I like mixing it all. So
me too. But I like that you're doing it so subtly and like a lot of the ombre pieces. So you're wearing them.
yeah.
And you do it. The silver is usually matte or shiny. Are you doing a mix?
I do. I'm all about matte. I love, um, this is matte. This is kind of like a brushed matte. So we do a lot with matte, but we have an option on our website to choose. So there's plenty of people that don't like matte, and I think matte is a more modern like look, and a
Finish.
lot of people like something more classic, shiny silver earring. Looks great too.
It depends on the piece, honestly. I do more shiny, but
Yeah.
I can see it with your design. I think it depends on the design for me.
Yeah. And then also one thing, we mix the finishes. So like the gold is a super high polish.
Yes, I was going to say the gold is
Yeah.
typically high or shiny, though. Yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
nice.
So we have, mixing the two. This is like a stack. This is like it's a
Classic.
squares and round together. This is solid gold, and it's all matte. I love matte.
I like the match all that together. Ooh, it
But
feels
some
like
people, oh,
too.
go ahead. I was gonna say some people's skin makes things really shiny. So, you'll have someone that buys a matte piece and it shines up like a mirror. Whereas other people, like myself, I hold matte really well. I don't know why. There's like some scientific reason, I'm sure, but it's similar. It's like this that someone's skin,
Something like pH or
the
acidity.
pH. Thank you.
And that's do that because Megan Almond has it where she shines everything up.
Yeah,
That's
right. No, I have a few friends that I'm like, I'll see their jewelry. I'm like, it's amazing how shiny it gets, like without you doing anything.
that right? Well,
Yeah,
yeah, but do you do a lot of like maintenance on people's items too? Like if
yeah,
people,
we do.
okay,
We
yeah,
offer free reoxidations. We offer, free cleanings for the life of the jewelry, which I think goes a long way. I
that's the
mean, we want it to look beautiful too.
yeah. Well,
Or
it's like
replacements over time.
yeah. I mean, I think that's sustainable.
Yeah, exactly.
And you
When
want
you're if you buy like a $200 or $300 necklace, you want to have it for a long time. Let's help you do that.
and then add and put new things on.
Yeah, exactly.
Any any of you do you recommend scuffing it with a Brillo pad? Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, I've had people
I
say they do that. Yeah, why not? Like you could on silver, you could even take like a really fine piece of sandpaper and you could kind of like
Very.
sand it. Yeah, and that would give it like a brushed finish.
That's a
I
good
think a
point.
Brillo pad could work really well too. We tumble it with a ceramic medium. That's what gives it that really pretty
Oh
finish.
yeah,
But
that's
yeah.
good. Okay, good advice. Okay, we have 1 minute. I want to say thank you so much, Colleen. This was like a pleasure. Too short.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah. Could talk to you for hours, girl.
Especially if you put rings on over and over again.
Yeah.
That's actually very meditative.
But yeah, for those of you that haven't seen us, I do the Ring Bar Happy Hour every Friday. So you could join tomorrow. If you can't make it, it's on our stories. So it'll be there for a week.
Cool.
And we even have a landing page on our website where you can go shop the discounted pieces for a week. So yeah.
Well, I'll try to repost this weekend so people know, and I'll clue in. I'm going to do a lower post for everybody, so we're kind of getting ready for Monday. Until then, thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thanks for putting this all together. It's so great. I love it.
Thanks for tuning in.
Powerhouse. Thank you. Mwah.
Have a great one, guys.
Bye.